This is Perspectivas Latinas, a community service of CAN TV. I'm your host, Juan Carlos Hernandez. Universidad Popular is an organization with a long history of service based in the principles of popular education. But they also host the annual Feria del Mole. That's what they're here to talk about. Welcome to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Juan Carlos.
Okay, let's start off by talking about each of you and just tell me briefly what you do at Universidad Popular and what brought you there. Antonio Larios, please.
Correcto. Antonio Larios. We are coming from Universidad Popular. And I'm working with a program for people with disabilities. Basically, we connect the people with services or benefits they are not receiving yet, and they are eligible for that.
Wow, that sounds like an awesome program. And what brought you to Universidad Popular? Your service to the community, just interest in the community? Are you from Little Village?
No. I'm living in the south side, but
Okay.
I have about 25 years working or serving the community.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. And our next guest, Lilia Segoviano. Please tell us about yourself and what you do at Universidad Popular.
I am coordinating two programs in the morning. That is Families Learning to Teach program in Southside, Chicago Lawn, West Lawn.
Okay.
And evening we have Learning to Succeed, LETOS. Those are English, computer literacy, English literacy, and family literacy programs.
Family literacy.
Yes.
So we'll get into all those details
Of course.
in just a bit. Sounds like you do a whole lot though. And our last guest for today, Luis Nava. Tell us about yourself and what you do at Universidad Popular, please.
I'm a youth worker working with host Antonio. Overcome barriers. I decided to join this program because I wanted to see what we can do to help out the community and the people that need help.
Okay. All right, great. Well, again, thank you all for being here. Tell me, Universidad Popular has been around for some time, and it has, from my own research, it has a wonderful reputation in the community for all the things that you do, and that wonderful tradition now of La Feria del Mole, which we'll talk about toward the end of the show. But Antonio, tell me please about the program you're in charge with and exactly how you help link people with disabilities up with services and what other services get thrown in there to help them out.
You're right, Juan Carlos. Universidad Popular have more than 40 years working for the Hispanic community, and all of the programs of Universidad Popular, they are created based on the needs of the community. So Universidad Popular found that the Hispanic community was not taking advantage of the benefits for people with disabilities, and especially in these areas, like Little Village and Cicero, Berwyn.
So you serve people in those areas. You're not just limited to Chicago.
Right. Right. So we found the Hispanic community was not taking advantage again of the services, and we are trying to reach, to making community outreach to reach the people living with disabilities, basically the families living with disabilities, because it is not a problem only for the person living with disabilities, but it's the whole family. So we are trying
That's well said, actually. You're right. I mean, it's the entire family having to work with them.
Right, right. And we are trying to make community outreach to see what kind of needs they have and what kind of services they are receiving now, but what kind of services and benefits they are not receiving yet. Because, again, we are trying to be sure the people, the Hispanic community, are receiving all the benefits and are getting the services they need. So we start working with the community services, with the community outreach, and then we connect them to the services and the benefits through the Department of Human Services and the Division of Rehabilitation Services. So we connect them with a counselor from the Department of Human Services, and we start with a plan, trying to see a long time, in long term, what kind of needs, what kind of services they need, and we start
Okay,
from
and
there.
my question is, if you're saying that you're trying to make sure that people in the Latino community are taking full advantage of these services, then that means that some people may not even know that they qualify, or they're afraid to ask. What kind of problems or issues do you see families dealing with when somebody in that family has a disability? Are they afraid to ask, or they just don't know that they can?
Sometimes they don't know. Sometimes they don't like to get out. To show the
Oh,
family. They
hmm.
don't want to show
So
some member in the family living with disabilities.
so
Uh, w-
there's also some shame or embarrassment there.
Definitely,
That's
definitely.
unfortunate. And how do you I'm curious, how do you help break down that barrier?
That's why this
Hmm.
program is named Overcoming Barriers to Success.
Okay.
Because we
Hmm.
are trying to enforce the family and the
Hmm.
people living with disabilities to get out from
Hmm.
from their house, and get to know what kind of services, what kind of benefits they are eligible for,
Hmm.
and especially we also work with them, trying in a personal development program, trying to teach them computer, Microsoft,
Hmm.
and trying to develop more security in this kind of persons.
Wow. And can you give me an example of a family that you've known about, or an individual that you've helped through this program? Because it sounds like it's something incredibly necessary, but um, that sometimes people aren't even aware they can reach out, like to Universidad Popular, and say, you know what, I know somebody or something like this. Tell me about a story, please.
Yeah, we are so proud because the last fiscal year, we reached more than 100 people or 100 families,
Wow.
living with disabilities, and we connect them with the services. So we have a special case to mention one of them,
Hmm. Hmm.
because all of them are really special for
Okay.
us, and all of them are really important for us
Hmm.
because any kind of disabilities. Let me make a parenthesis in this, because when we talk about disabilities,
Hmm.
normally we think in people in a wheelchair,
Right.
or people,
Hmm.
blind people, or,
Right.
but
That's true.
it
That's what
is
I imagine when you're
right,
talking about that. Hmm.
right. But
Hmm.
it is more than that, especially people living with diabetes, cancer. Uh,
Mm.
uh,
So it could be a very severe or chronic disease.
right,
Hmm.
right. Basically, a disability is a disease that interrupt your normal activities,
Hmm.
for more than 6 months
Mm.
in your life. So, uh, talking about this girl, she's 23 years old,
Hmm.
and then she she born with spinal bifida,
Hmm.
and she was, just in her house, very depressed,
Mm.
because she is in a chronic pain
Hmm.
constantly.
Yeah.
So she has a really bad life, and
Right. Right. Sounds like
but
it.
yeah, but and actually, she was trying to do many things in her life. She worked for PALS and take care of animals
Oh,
and
right. Right.
pets and things like that.
Hmm.
But she was trying and dreaming to go to the college,
Hmm.
but she doesn't have the opportunity to do that. So she got connected with the program, with
Hmm.
Overcoming Barriers, with Universidad Popular, and she started the process, and she got the interview with the counselor from the Department of Human Services, and we start with making a plan.
Hmm.
So now, after she had in her life about 9 surgeries.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah, and but now she's going to college. She got a sponsorship, and she got the she got paid the college,
The tuition.
right, and she is working as a volunteer in the organization, especially in different events. We do community events, community forums, and we are trying also to teach the community how to live, how to to be in a respectful way with people with disabilities, because normally when we talk or we are in front of people with disability, we don't know how to
Right.
how to talk with them, or
Right. It could be difficult. I mean, you don't want to feel sorry for someone. You want to treat them as a human being, right? Not as
Right.
right. Not as
especially because we normally we are focused in the disability, not in the person,
right.
and
right.
that's the first thing we do wrong. So we have to be focused on the person, not in the disability, not in the condition.
Wow, that's so well said and beautifully said. Next, Lilia, tell us about the programs you work with. It sounds like you have I mean, it sounds like he does a whole lot. I'm sure you're just as busy and have a calendar that's just full of activities.
Full of activities, yes, because we have all these programs. Overcoming Barriers is part of FLT of Letos, because those programs are connected with the people. Some of them take English classes, but some are instructor in those disabilities to continue working or to get a job. And we have, sometimes we, in the program in the morning, we call Families Learning to Teach program, because we have the families over there. Sometimes we have father and mother working or going to the English classes, but we have the connection with the children too, because we make interactive literacy activities where parents and children work together. So this is a lot of work to do, but we really connect all the programs. We say let us in the evening, because there are parents from work that they come to speak. They want to speak English, and they want to go ahead in life. But the English that the tools that they are going to get is because it's going to be an impact with the family. No, so we connect morning, evening, and as a family program.
Okay.
And yes, we have a lot of work to do every day.
Sounds like it. So how do you get families to work together? Children with parents. Tell me about that, because that I don't see that too often.
Well, first of all, we have a good team, our team staff, working together to see all the needs in the families. We work with through families' goals, and we try to convince ourselves that this is to empower the people to go ahead in life, to be to have different perspectives from the community, from the government, from their lives, and have tools and skills that they sometimes share one or the other. So when we get together, the children and the families, it's because we set a plan where parents work with the children through interactive literacy activities.
How do you make up the plan? Do you sit down with both of them and they like devise it, or they set goals, or do you help them set the goals? How does that work?
We work with generative themes. One example is nutrition.
Okay.
When we talk about nutrition, the facilitators, we don't call teachers. We facilitate the process. So the facilitators.
You're helping people develop themselves.
Yes, we share. We share with the people.
And you share. And you're not the experts.
No.
We'll definitely talk about popular education and the philosophy, but let's keep talking about this.
Yes. They take everything in English about vocabulary, writing, and speaking. They practice during the classes, and they, by themselves, the participants, they prepare an agenda. They set the day for the activity, and then the better day for them to be with their children, since when the children doesn't have a school. So we take those days to have all the children and parents together.
Okay.
So they prepare the activity. For example, if this is nutrition, they bring some vegetables names. They go to the market. They buy some vegetables and they prepare the activity. So when the activity is the day is coming, they have everything, all the materials, and they prepare the children in what to eat, how to eat, and they share their children's what is the best food, what kind of exercises they have to do if they can because the ages. And I think they get interactive one each other. Sometimes the children are the ones who say, for example, I don't like carrots. But parents made some like figures to okay, this carrot is delicious. But they made like figures like a mouse with the circles on the table. So the kid, oh, it could taste really good. So they try and taste it. Those are the interactive activities that we have. And parents develop the English language and they show the children that they are speaking, they are trying to encourage in this language, no, as a tool for for life.
Okay. You also mentioned computer literacy. So there are a lot of people in the community that don't know how to use a computer or are afraid to, right? Tell me about how that program works.
For computer literacy, we have in Universidad Popular, we have to say that we have the main office. We have around 25 computers for the participants, and after we have the classes morning and evening. We have Saturdays too, where parents just came and they practice just computer. No, they have their computers, Microsoft, Excel. After that, we have another volunteer that he shows them how to make pages on the web, like designs on the web, and that's the way that they create or they get involved with the computer classes.
Okay. Wow.
I was focusing in one program because we have Chicago Lawn and we have Little Village, but I'm usually in both sides.
Okay. Wow.
My mind was in
No, that's okay. You guys have a lot, and if people are curious, they'll look you up, and that's why we're here. Luis, tell us about what you do with Universidad Popular, please.
Well, what I do is I work with Antonio with Overcome Barriers. He takes me to meetings where people with disabilities. I always thought, like what you said about the blind, the people with the handicap, like that's how I thought of disability people. But when he took me to these meetings, like knowing people's stories and how they've been through and what they've been through, it's like it's sad because like they don't get as much help as they need.
And you work in particular with youth, right? Is that the aspect of your work? Tell me about. You're pretty young yourself. How does that? What do you do exactly?
With youth, well, I have 2 other youth members in this group, but we just work with him about meetings and how like what to do to get his program out there so people can know. So we work on making pamphlets or designing boards to make pamphlets or stuff like that.
Okay, and with youth in particular, you said you learned that these people weren't getting all their services, and once you connect them to these services and with Antonio, how does that make you feel as a person helping them?
It makes me feel good because it's like they're getting the help they need. That the people that aren't giving them, we're giving to them.
And I thought it was particularly interesting that he said it's you feel bad that they're not getting the services, but you're helping these individuals. You're helping yourselves and other people see them as human beings, right? Not as somebody with a disability. That's really inspiring. We're getting. We actually do need to get to the Feria del Mole, which is something. It's very different, I think, but yet very much the spirit of Universidad Popular. It's a celebration of community and tradition, and one of my favorite dishes, mole. So tell me about that. Where is it? How do we if somebody wants to participate in the feria, how can they? And what happens during the feria? This question is: have you been in it, Luis, the feria?
Once.
Once? Well, it's a question for all of you. So please, Lilia, you start off.
First ingredient, moleros,
Mhm.
people who really like to cook those moles.
Mhm.
And there's the process that they have to register first.
Mhm.
And we have been with this Feria del Mole. This is our 9th year.
Mhm.
And this year is going to be in Little Village High School.
Mhm.
Because we are hosting more than 30, 40 moleras.
30, 40 moleras.
Yes.
Wow. Do men, are there moleros?
Moleros, yes. We have moleros too.
Yeah.
We have moleros, and they have a really delicious mole.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how does it work? I've been there, and I know, but tell us for our audience,
Of course.
what you set up in a hallway, or where is it, and do you serve people an entire plate of mole with chicken and rice and everything?
This is a taste of mole.
Oh, it's a
Mole.
taste. Okay, so I can't fill myself up.
Sometimes moleras, they like to share rice, chicken, but some of them just bring the mole. That is enough, because I've been trying to taste those 40 moles, and I can't, believe me,
can't?
because it's one tortilla with 1 spoon of mole, but I think 6 or 7 at least tortillas is good for me. But 40 moles is like 40 tortillas, so it's a lot of
Wow.
mole, yes. So I don't need the rice or the chicken, because it's the taste of the mole.
Okay. So yeah, give us paint a picture for us of, like, once let's say I really love mole, or I'm just curious about la Feria del Mole. I go in and pay my admission, and then what do? I walk around. There's a line.
You walk around, because
It's set up
yes.
in where? In what kind of space is it?
It's like a gym.
It's a gym. Okay.
It's a gym. So moleros are around the gym. Some are in the middle, and people just walk inside and they choose which mole wants to get first. Sometimes they go where the line is longer, because maybe they think it's the best mole, but there are a lot of mole they can try. And they go for each table with a ballot. When they taste the molera just put the sign that is done in that table, so the people can go around, and when they taste as much mole as they can, they go and put this ballot with the best mole they prefer, the number of the table.
Okay.
So if I taste 15 moles, but the number 10 was the best, I'm going to put 10 and then put my ballot in a box.
Okay. So once these are ballots from the box, Antonio, what happens? How do you choose there are winners, right?
Yeah, 3 winners,
Three
basically.
winners.
The first and the second and the third place.
Okay.
They got a reward,
Okay.
and it is more a motivation. This program or this activity start not really as a competition. It was something to share the abilities of these women who start the activity or the event. It is a really good history about, Lilia has more about information, because I just started the last year in September. Actually, my first event with Universidad Popular was the Feria del Mole.
Oh, really?
It was great. Yeah,
Well, you
a
can
very very nice experience.
Well, tell me, how many moles did you try?
18.
18.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, 18. Really good, really good.
All of them were good?
Not all of them, but
Okay.
but
But
I
people-
love the mole, so
Yeah.
it's as a
and-
Mexican, I really love the mole.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. It's considered the national dish of
Yeah.
Mexico. So there are prizes for first, second, and third prize, and if people want information, they could go on your website for that. But there are also prizes for best decorated table, right?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
The best table decorated, there's another award, and the best traditional dress.
Best traditional
So
dress?
yes, five awards that people can, out of those 40 moleras, they at least they can win some of those five.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
And there's entertainment as well, right?
Yes.
And music all day, and there are also other community organizations that come to offer information, right? Um, who collaborates with you on this feria?
We have artists from the community.
Mm,
We have people who wants to be there, sharing, volunteering their time. You know, they know that in these events they can be more famous. So, but they are really lovely to be there with or without the fame. No, they are really encouraged to be in our events, not just for La Feria del Mole, for other events.
Okay.
And we have other partnerships, and they collaborate with us too in being part of the activity, the
Okay.
event.
All right.
Mhm.
And you, Luisa, well, you haven't been at Universidad Popular too long, but you've been to the feria.
Yeah.
How many moles did you try?
This is like when I was 12,
Okay,
but like 7, I think.
7 moles.
Yeah.
Wow. And did you pick the winner or no?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. So when is the Feria del Mole again? That information is going to be on screen, but just to let our readers know again.
Saturday, September 27,
Mm-hmm.
Little Village High School, 31st and Cosner.
31st.
Little Village. Mhm.
Okay, and there is ample parking, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what if I want to, again, if I want to participate and I'm curious, and who do I contact at Universidad Popular?
You can call Universidad Popular, ask for La Feria del Mole,
Mhm.
and you have the access in internet too, in the web page.
Okay.
You just click and through the link, and you will have the instruction, and you can download the registration form.
Okay. Okay. Great. It sounds like a great time, and I can't wait to go again. Thank you so much for coming out today. We're out of time, but it's great to hear all about all you're doing and the feria.
Really appreciate this time,
Thank you.
Juan
Thank you.
Carlos. Thank you.
And to you, our audience, thank you for joining us. Perspectivas Latinas is a community service of CAN TV. If your nonprofit organization would like to work with CAN TV, call 312-738-1400 and ask for nonprofit services. Tune into Perspectivas Latinas for local issues and concerns every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. on CAN TV 21. I'm Juan Carlos Hernandez. Thank you for joining us.